this episode, my camera ruins the shot.
This is photogasmic, absolutely tremendous.
I've dropped this camera a few times.
We have leprechauns.
Leprechauns?
Yeah.
Here's how I get around the problem.
Midges! Look at that beautiful separation that I've got on this pinnacle. Is that a tick? What's that? Get off, oh God. You're out on a shoot,
Yeah.
but you're watching yourself on YouTube while you do it.
Yeah.
The polite thing to do is do a panorama. A full pack of 10 bars.
10?
This is top notch as far as I'm concerned. Light rays over a scene like this, and there's my camera. Heavenly light. I mean, imagine being so absorbed in yourself that you just watch yourself on YouTube.
If you find yourself in Ireland, the traffic is interesting, the views are spectacular, and the hospitality is charming. And the ideal beverage for landscape photography is thick, dark, and delicious.
So we met up with Darren again, and because this is Ireland, we went for some Irish refreshment, which even has my own name in it. Can you believe that? That's quite impressive. So we're going to gobble 6 or 7 of these down,
Yeah.
and then head out for a sunset shoot at what I think is an iconic Irish location, which I'm not going to mention where it actually is.
It'll be a surprise.
Well, no, I just don't want people to come here.
Okay.
You know.
Can I come? Amanda, can I come?
If you get us lunch.
If you get us lunch.
All right, okay. Now, when you're taking your drink in Ireland, you can't say cheers. We have to say sláinte.
Sláinte.
Sláinte. Yeah.
Sláinte.
Lawn chair.
Yeah, sláinte. Not lawn chair.
Lawn chair. Right.
Sláinte.
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 After that lovely liquid lunch of a Guinness, which I'll confess I wanted to turn into 3 Guinnesses, but I just stuck with 1 because, you know, cliffs and all that business. We're on the trail towards the, well, I'm not going to give you the actual official name because I don't want this place to get busier than it already is, so what should we call it?
Drilling point.
Oh, Guinness Point. The forecast said it was going to clear a little bit at 7 p.m, so that's why we've come. Out in the distance you can see these rain clouds coming down and hitting the ocean. I can't film it right now, but it's really dramatic. Don't know whether that's going to line up with Guinness Point when we get there, but if it does, I think I might get a pretty tasty shot. We'll see.
Now, if you're enjoying this video, do me a favour and just hit that like button and help us out with the YouTube algorithm.
Well, so far I can tell you that these cliff views are absolutely spectacular. Let's have a look at this business. So when I think of Ireland, this is the kind of weather that I think of, you know, this grey but moody, contrasty, really atmospheric light. This is, I'm going to say it, this is photogasmic, absolutely tremendous. And to me, even though I've only been to Ireland twice, this is what I would call a quintessentially Irish landscape. You've got this moody, stormy light. Way off in the distance I can see rain lashing down on the ocean. Just to the side of that, I can see light rays coming through and silhouetted mountains. It's just amazing. And then in my foreground, I mean, this is what I would say my subject is this dramatic cliff. So you've got this pinnacle, and you know me, I love a good pinnacle. And then you've got this sea stack here with more pinnacles, those sea stacks, cliffs, and pretty much every single cliff has got jagged spikes. It's so intense and so dramatic. What more could you ask for, honestly? But anyway, this is pretty much my test shot. I'm not even really putting much effort into this, but if this shot turns out to be any good, here's the shot.
Well, unfortunately, it did not turn out to be any good. In fact, it was a complete failure, in spite of this spectacular light that you can see with these beautiful light rays just there and over on this side. And the problem is, if you look at this edge here, even though I've added a bit of sharpening to this image, you can see that it's blurry, it's not sharp. And if I just move this over and show you some of the middle ground, look at that, it's a mush fest. And look at this foreground, absolutely atrocious. And what it turned out to be, which I didn't know at the time, but I've figured out since, is I was having a sensor malfunction. That's right, on my Sony A7RIV, the sensor was kind of stuck in a permanent vibration with the image stabilization, and that is what has caused the blurry image. Why, Sony? Why?
Well, maybe one reason why it's doing this is because I've dropped this camera a few times, so I should probably send it in to Sony for repair. But anyway, here's how I get around the problem, and you might actually find this useful if you're having a similar issue. So first things first, let's just make sure that image stabilization is off, both on the camera body and the lens. So that is now off, and what I'll usually do is I'll go into my menu and I'll go to cleaning mode, which basically vibrates the sensor really aggressively to clean all the dust off. So let's do that. So you heard that buzz there, and then it tells you that it's finished, and now you have to switch it off. So I'll switch it off, and then I'll switch it back on again, and then I'll try the shot. And quite often that will fix the problem. If it doesn't fix the problem, I might do that 2 or 3 times. If it doesn't fix the problem, I'll switch the camera off, and then I'll pop out the battery. So let's just pull that out, and then just replace the battery, put it back on, power it up, and quite often that will fix the problem too. If that doesn't work, then you just push the camera off a cliff.
All right, so that's my test shot done. And like I say, if that's as good as it gets today, well, I'm happy with that. But I'm curious, let me just flip this round to see what it's gonna be like if I stagger down this little ravine here and try and feature this pinnacle as more of a foreground feature, which I think is gonna work. But then what I'm gonna lose by being lower, I'm gonna lose that little gap on the ocean that just goes above this headland here. So you win some, you lose some. I won't know if it's worth it till I get down there and have a look. But rather than take all my camera gear, I think all I'll do is just go down with my phone and set it to wide angle and see if that works. And if that works, as bad as it is, then I'll know that this is gonna work. So, or better still, Darryl, you don't have a sprained ankle, do you? So I mean, like, you could just go and check that out for me.
I'll go down if you want. I will risk life and limb, but you have to take care of my 2 kids in case something happens.
I'll go down there. Oh, hang on. Did you say you had some twirls on you? Like,
I have twirls, but they're not with me right now.
Oh, I was going to say, like, just give me those before you go down.
I'm holding those as ransom.
All right,
Yeah.
as surety.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're insurance.
So I climbed down the cliff, and immediately it became apparent that it was worth the pain.
Well, I'm delighted to say I was wrong about one thing, and that was that once I got down here, I was worried about losing that gap in the ocean just above that headland. Really hasn't made much of a difference. And if I stand just about here, look at that beautiful separation that I've got on this pinnacle from the background. Now, it does kind of block this one behind it. You know, what you're gonna do, you're gonna make some kind of compromise. But that is, oh man, that is so dramatic. So I might just get Darren to bring my camera gear down, you know. Absolutely magnifico. Look at this business.
Within minutes, it became very clear to me that I was not alone. The bastards had arrived in their multitudes, and I was the banquet.
Midges. Nobody told me there would be midges. Midges, Darren. Midges. Anyway, the polite thing to do is do a panorama. And what a panorama this is. Even with this, well, some might say okay light, but with a scene like this, I think this light is absolutely perfect, to be quite honest with you. But let me just show you this pano I've framed up, and you'll get an idea what I'm after. There's so much glare on the screen, I don't know if this is going to come through, but it's 3 shots. Basically, I'm doing that frame there, then I move it over to there,
and then I move it over to here. And if I just darken this down, well, I'll just show you over here. I mean, look at that cloud in the sky. Look at those textures and shades and contrast. Absolutely tremendous. If I could just get those light rays that I had earlier, then I think I'd have a perfect shot. So what I'll do is I'll just camp out on this spot with the midges and probably ticks. I hope there's no ticks because I'm in shorts. Look at this business. Is that a tick? On my pasty white leg? I don't know. Is that a tick? What's that? Get off. Oh, God. Anyway, I'm just going to sit here while I've got this comp, which I think is about the best I could do with this situation right now, because this is top notch as far as I'm concerned. I just need the light to do something as nice as it was doing earlier. And I have a very good feeling that it's going to do something quite special.
Well, you know what it's like with landscape photography. It was time to play the waiting game. But what a place to play.
This is a brilliant spot, I've got to say.
It's unreal.
Now, I do remember you said some mention of you had a gift for me.
Yeah, as ransom, yeah. So to make sure that you get me back in one piece.
Oh,
Can't give you a gift too earlier on because then you've no more use for me.
that is a valid point, actually. Oh, look at them light rays.
Unreal.
I might have to go back down. What are you doing?
So every Sunday at 5 o'clock, I go live with my
Don't
weekly
be
premiere.
plugging your channel in my...
There's a link in the description
There
if you want to
isn't.
check it out.
There's
And
no
I'd
link.
love for you to come and have a chat with me because I love talking about him. This one now is about a beautiful spot here called Ballycotton.
So you're out on a shoot,
Yeah.
but you're watching yourself on YouTube while you do it?
Yeah, I'm the narcissistic as you can possibly get. I'm the king of narcissism.
No, that's Adam Gibbs. Nah, that's not true. It's Thomas Eaton. Oh, look at that. Look at this business. I mean, light rays over a scene like this, and there's my camera. I guess I better climb down. But you know, the second that I get to my camera, that's going to vanish. But unless I do it, we'll never know, will we? So I'm going down.
Bye-bye, light.
My sprained ankle and my knees of cheese, it took me a while to get back to the camera, but I reckon I made it just in the nick of time. With that shot in the bag, I figured it was time to have a second attempt at that big panorama that I was trying to shoot earlier.
Oh my God, that was a moment of absolutely, sounds cheesy, heavenly light. And I'm 100% sure that Darren missed the entire thing because he was too busy watching his bloody YouTube premiere, which I'm sure is great and all that, but this is as good as it gets. I mean, imagine being so absorbed in yourself that you just watch yourself on YouTube all the time, comment to people and deal with trolls and all that business. Imagine that. Anyway, if this shot turns out to be as gorgeous as I think it is, here's the shot. You know, I'm a bit annoyed with myself, to be quite honest with you. I knew there'd be a chance that Ireland had midges, but because it's middle of September, don't know when you're watching this video, but at the time of shooting this is mid-September, I figured they wouldn't be so bad. So I left my midge hat at home in Canada, and now I'm really kicking myself because I'm just covered in them. To get you this shot, I am absolutely being drained. Anyway, it's worth it. It's totally worth it, isn't it? Yeah, bastard midges.
Whenever you spend an afternoon perched on a magnificent cliff edge like this, you never know what kind of creatures you might see frolicking.
So Amanda just saw a whale, well I just saw it too, a big whale jumping over there. The whole thing came out of the water and it looked to have had like a very blunt square face. So would that be a humpback? Do you get humpback whales on the north? There, did you see that? On the north coast of Ireland? That's twice it's jumped, breached. Oh man, what a fantastic day. I really wish I had my telephoto set up now, which is up there, but then if this shot kicks, oh, what am I gonna do?
Well, I did try to get some shots of the whales, but of course they were elusive, so here's a clip of some cormorants instead. I think they're cormorants, post a comment.
Right, so that's brilliant so far, but we've got 2 hours for sunset, so we'll just kill a bit of time. And I was wondering if you could give us some local information, like what kind of wildlife do you have in Ireland?
We have leprechauns.
Leprechauns?
Yeah.
Are they nice?
Only on Tuesdays, between 2 and 3, they're nice. Every other time, they're deadly, man.
They're dangerous?
Oh yeah. They'd eat your ankles first, then your knees. And that's how Irish dancing was created. Because everybody would go, oh no!
Like, would I find one around here?
I think I saw one a moment ago, but we have to be, like, they're quick, they're elusive. We'll keep our eye out for one, and if we see one, I'll give you a shout.
I'm kind of scared. Like, what if I did a handstand and kept my feet up?
That's fine, because they only like ankles, they won't take your wrists. So that's why the circus people came from Ireland first, because they all learned to walk on their hands first, so that leprechauns wouldn't eat their ankles.
That is intense.
Yep. All the best local information.
Free of charge.
I don't think so. I'm sure there's a link in the description. Now, again, about that gift.
Yes.
Where is it in your camera bag?
I was going to put them in my camera bag.
Yeah.
I put them aside so that I put them in my camera bag, but the side I put them on was not the right side.
They're in the van then?
They're in the van.
Well, I mean, we've got 2 hours. You could mosey back to the van, make it back here. Brilliant.
Yeah. Start the timer. You ready?
Yeah.
You know I have an injury?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So it would seem that shorts were a bad idea because the leprechauns, the ankle biters, well, they've had a buffet on my exquisite quads. No, calves and quads. It's not good. Have a look at this. Wow. What's this one like? Well, I've come back down to my camera and the midges are so bad. I'm wearing shorts that I don't think I can hang around much longer, and it doesn't look like the light's going to kick off. It's kind of socked in, which is actually, it looks quite beautiful, and I would really love to hang around till blue hour, but I honestly I don't think I can deal with these midges. So I'm just going to take one last frame, and then if this shot turns out to be any good, here's the shot.
What a brilliant day we'd had on the Donegal coast. But I recall Darren mentioning a little gift back in his van.
Right, she's just packing up now. Do you think you could give us those twirls you were talking about? Look at that. A full pack of 10 bars.
Pack of 10?
You wouldn't like them, love, I don't think.
I'll be the they are hard. I don't think you'll like them.
Well, thanks for the gift. Anyway, it was a nice thought, Daz. Can I call you Daz now?
Yeah, can we friends now, yeah?
Well, you got another
Never mind.
No, you got them all.
Yeah, that's all of them, innit? Are you going to share some of those?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. You know what? I've never had a twirl actually before.
No, actually, you probably wouldn't like them.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry I got you those twirls. They're actually too nice, so can I take them back? Like, because I didn't realise they were so nice.
I don't think so.
Have you got any Bovril?
Only Marmite.
Never mind.